that was a guy named last name Kelly, and gosh, what a so he was I think he was like 4'8" or 5'2" or something terrible, and he had this this Irishman with this terrible temper. Obviously, he was high on his own supply. Obviously, he'd been dropped on his head as a child, and he was probably number 6 of 8, and his mother never loved him. Maybe he never tasted mother's milk. Well, anyway, Kelly opened up a saloon on Pacific Avenue, which we already talked about, right? Before it was called Terrific Street. And, the guy just had no soul. And miners would literally get off the boat and look for short-term work, or they'd blow off some steam or what have you. And he was in the business of slavery, right? That's what it was. And so he would offer them a Mickey Finn, which was, not even real whiskey, right? It's just brown stuff with maybe some chili powder in it, gunpowder, opium, whatever else, he could get his hands on. And that was the house shot, if you will. And he would say, cheers, welcome to San Francisco, you knucklehead. And, of course, he wasn't drinking the same thing. It just looked the same. And the guys would go back and, what's it called? When you get roofied, right? And except you weren't really looking for it, And damn, it's the only time I have a good time, And so all these poor bastards were getting roofied. Well, it wasn't just that, Kelly had a trap door, okay? So he would push them down a trap door once they passed out. He would hit them over the head, throw them down the trap door, and then they would go down to the basement and lug the bodies out in a wheelbarrow. And then, as I said earlier, as Pacific Street was actually the port that went out, right? So he would take them down the wharf right onto a boat and offload them. And because, they'd be out for, say, like 6 hours, plus they got knocked over the head, by the time the poor bastards woke up, they were already out to sea on the Pacific en route to Shanghai. And they were slaves. And the terrible thing was that the captain of the ship would then make the guys earn the price of their heads back. So he had paid, Kelly $100 a head to get these slaves, if you will. And then he would charge the poor guys, say, well, you owe me because I bought you for $100. And this vicious cycle went on and on and on. Old San Francisco was a gnarly place back then.
They're so lucky Yelp didn't exist. Can you imagine that Yelp review? You went to a bar, woke up on a slave ship.